A new ship being leaked. We're going to talk about the details that we know of, the speculation on the ship, and what I think of it after these messages. Today's video has been brought to you by the generous patrons of DG360 who make continued content possible. DG360 patrons enjoy monthly giveaways like Star Citizen packages, Steam gift cards, and any game that you want giveaways. Please consider donating $1 if in any way you enjoy DG360 content. Boom. As discussed on Star Citizen Leaks YouTube channel, the Odin, made by RSI. This ship here is the only modeling that we have from Star Citizen Leaks. Let's get into this a little bit more. Looks like Execute's getting a little bit spastic on turning this thing around. They really only have the side and above shots of this particular ship. It looks like a Javelin and a Polaris had a baby to me. You can see the antennas on this thing. It's typical kind of RSI structuring that we can see, but nothing on the bottom of the ship, which is a little concerning. Star Citizen Leaks didn't really have any good shots at the bottom. They don't know what is on the bottom, but let's go over some details here. The RSI's newest ship, the Odin, is being called a gunboat. We're speculating to be called a gunboat at 100 meters long. I'm going to give this the Corvette class. It's very similar to a Hammerhead in terms of size. I think it's a little bit larger at 100 meters. I think it's a little over 100 meters. And the price point is going to be most likely around the 700, 750 area. This is speculation, but this is where I think this particular ship's going to land. It's also being speculated that there are cannons under the larger port and starboard side armor shield plates that you can see there. They look like they kind of pop up a little bit. I'm not quite sure. To me, you know, this was being discussed on the Star Citizen Leaks YouTube channel with Execute and Hater and Dig That. But it doesn't appear to me to be anything other than like shield plates from the top that have a hinge point. It looks like a hinge that perhaps there's like a cannon, larger cannons underneath. You know, this could be the type of a ship that would be like a broadside, or basically coming up like the light fighter of capital ships, going up against other ships like a destroyer, again like the Corvette kind of class, where it goes in, puts on some damage, can get in and out of a situation, being a smaller type cap ship, being Corvette class, going in and doing some damage against cap ships is what it looks like to me, at least. The turrets on the bow and towards the stern look like they're movable. They do look like they're size 7s, at least that's I agree with Execute says they look about like size 7s. I'm hoping there's turrets underneath. We don't want another ship that looks, you know, underneath that is going to be susceptible. So we definitely want some type of something underneath. Again, on the bow section of the ship, the cockpit section, there's like going to be a bunch of glass right here, typical RSI. I personally don't like the design of this one. This isn't my cup of tea. I'm not as excited about this. I think you've got a lot of moving parts. You could have another kind of a constellation issue where there's a lot of parts on this thing. There's a lot of areas for holes right now. It does look like a heavily armored ship, but again, those types of mechanics are not in the game yet. Of course, we're not sure exactly when this is going to be released, but you can see with the modeling here, it looks pretty thorough. But I did not hear any type of speculation on release date, or I missed it, so you know, not quite sure about the timing on this one. Dig That was also saying that the turrets right now are very OP, so the changes being made that we were wondering about with turret gameplay are completely, maybe a little bit too far, according to how I kind of gathered that info that Dig That was saying about the turret gameplay. But you know, that again is kind of speculation until I get in there and can give you a little bit more specifics. I think because this ship is like multifaceted and has so many pieces on it, I'd say be very wary. Of course, it's a larger ship. There's going to be more hit points on this, of course, but like right now, with all the moving parts and pieces, it looks like a beast. It looks like it could come up, broadside you know, open up and let go. But I mean, I'm feeling like bad Connie vibes on this. I'm feeling bad Connie vibes. That's just me. But I would say just buyer beware, because again, you've got all these parts and pieces, and anytime I've seen a ship that has a lot of these kind of moving parts and pieces, I know that they're very susceptible to any type of dogfight situation. Obviously, this is a larger ship. This isn't going to be like the type of ship that's going to be dogfighting, but it's going to be in a situation where there will be a lot of fire, a lot of combat. And when I see all these moving parts and pieces, it just starts to get me nervous as far as overall design. Most RSI ships really make me feel a little nervous, and even though this is much bigger, I would say just be very wary. But I mean, it's not my cup of tea. It's just not my cup of tea. But it makes sense that they're putting this in around the $700 range. You know, again, it depends upon the amount of guns here. If there are guns under those shield plates on the starboard and port side, I would say, like, depending upon the size of those, that could be pretty massive. That would be awesome. Execute was saying that the pieces in between the armor shield plates could possibly be landing gear. There was a lot of speculation on this. But I just wanted to release this to let you guys know what my thoughts were. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say on this ship. Again, I just think too many parts and pieces for me to really get that into, but I appreciate the information that was brought to us from Hater and Execute in the Star Citizen Leaks area. I do have a link to their Discord down below. And we are going to be having a drawing for a Cutlass Blue coming up at the end of this weekend. On Sunday, we're going to call a winner. So get involved with that. And thanks everybody for watching here. I hope it helped you guys out on the next vid or stream.